Hey guys, what's up, it's Zyflin here, and today I wanted to make a video talking about the fastest way to get around in Anthem. Naturally, this being a shooter looter, you're going to have people out there who want to maximize how efficient they are at doing particular types of runs, be that going through the likes of a stronghold or just getting to the end of the story and the side missions, as fast as they possibly can. So I'm just going to be going over like some basic movement tech to help you become more efficient at getting around in this game. Basically, a lot of it is kind of similar to Warframe, but you kind of have to adjust yourself just a little bit, right? Like the whole sort of resetting yourself by landing on the ground to keep on chaining your movement is present in this game, at least from what I find. So let's go over basic movement first. We have our walking, which is pretty straightforward, and then we have our sprinting. Now I have my sprint button bound to my shift button, my left shift on my keyboard, and that is a toggle, so I don't have to hold it down. So if I press my shift button, we go into our sprint. So our sprinting is completely unlimited on every single javelin that you play as. There's no limit to how much you can sprint in any way, shape, or form, which is really good. Now, the fastest javelin out of the four of them is definitely the Interceptor, and if you want to get through the main campaign, the story missions, the strongholds the fastest, you're definitely going to want to play as the Interceptor. Now, keep in mind, if you're playing as the Interceptor and that's not the javelin that you're going to main later on in the game, you're going to have to do a few lower level missions on your other javelins to farm up better gear for them so you can do that later content with your preferred javelin, right? So the Interceptor, in my opinion at least, is kind of the javelin that I've been using just to blast through off the story content. I've completed the story, and I'm pretty sure I'm like 1 or 2 side missions off completing all the side missions at this point, and I'm on, is it day 2? It's the 17th, and Anthem came out on the 15th, so just to put into perspective how fast I'm playing this game or how short this game is. So there was Faye talking, that's because a public event was happening. Look how beautiful this game is. It's really cool looking. So yeah, on with the video on how to move faster. So you got your sprinting, and that's toggle, and it's unlimited. The Interceptor is the fastest, and the reason the Interceptor is the fastest is because your Interceptor has a triple evade. Now, my evade is bound to my mouse 4 on my mouse, obviously, and your evade on pretty much any character is going to be your fastest way of moving in a straight line, right? So if we just go ahead and hit one evade, you see that we move forward quite fast, right? Now, the idea is to chain these evades, right? So what you want to do, go into a sprint, jump into the air, either using your single jump, your double jump, your triple jump, or whatever jump it is on whatever character you're using, and then go into a triple evade, or, well, with the Interceptor, triple evade, and then use your evade, right? So just evade as much as you can with whatever character. With your Storm, you have a blink. With your Ranger, you have a little boost forward, and with Colossus, I don't know because I haven't played Colossus, but with Interceptor, it's a triple evade, and that's how you're going to get the most forward momentum. So just to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like, so we're sprinting, triple jump, 1, 2, 3, and then hold down your evade button, and there is your triple evade, right? So what we want to do from that, we do our triple jump, triple evade, and then we fly by hitting our sprint button again, and then we melee, right? Don't jump, melee to cancel your flight, and then hold down your evade button again. And then you want to hit the ground in some way, shape, or form to sort of reset that combo. And that is the fastest way to get around in Anthem using the Interceptor. Now, if you were to, do that same thing, but you canceled your flying by pressing spacebar or something, you wouldn't be able to go into the evade, right? So let's just go ahead and do it again. We sprint, we triple jump, we do our triple evade, we fly, and then I press my spacebar and I try to evade. Doesn't happen. You can see the little thruster pack doing its little like, what's happening? But then as soon as I hit the ground, I was able to evade. You see me kind of evading into that tree right there, right? So let's go ahead and head back up to Fort Tarsus, and we'll talk a little bit more about, flying and stuff like that. So if you want to overtake your buddies, like say they're ahead of you, just go ahead and use your evading, because your evading is what's going to get you around the fastest. So always try to be getting off that combo that I just mentioned, and then whenever you need to reset it and you need to, get ahead a little bit more, hit the ground and go again. Just keep on doing the exact same thing. Now, the other thing that I want to mention is if you are flying and you like your preferred method of just getting around is just by flying. Flying near water is going to make that little bar that you see at the bottom of my screen, it's going to make it blue. And that means that you're cooled. You can see that on the left-hand side of the screen. But if we fly up the way, you see that cooled status effect that was on the left, it goes away. And that bar down at the bottom, it's going to fill up a lot faster. Now, what that means is whenever that bar hits max, if we just go ahead and fly up, we're going to overheat. And then it's going to take us out of flying. And we're going to go all the way down, and it's like, what's happening? Why am I heading down? So at this point, you're better off just using your space button to get out of that, and then just hitting the ground and then letting it cool down. Try to land in the water if that does happen, and then that way you're going to cool down a lot faster just by standing here. So just give it a second or two, and there you go. Now we're able to fly again and do all of our cool stuff. Now keep in mind, that little bar at the bottom also affects your hovering. So if you're hovering in combat, make sure to be hovering over the water, and then that way it's not going to fill up at all, because like it's not as intense hovering, I guess you could say. So yeah, that is kind of the idea around that. So let's just go ahead and hover in midair a little bit more, and you can see that it starts to fill up very, very, very rapidly because we're not anywhere near the water. But if you're hovering over water, it doesn't go up at all, practically, just tiny, tiny, tiny bits, if at all. So yeah. But yeah, that is kind of your movement tech in Anthem, I guess you could say. So just to repeat it, sprinting by pressing shift and then going from your sprinting into a triple jump or whatever jump it is on your preferred character, and then do a triple dash, 1, 2, 3, fly, and then use your melee into another dash again, and there you go. So you don't have to spam your dash button or your evade button. Just hold it down, and then your character's going to evade as much as they can. With Ranger, it's a little push forward. With your Storm, it is a blink forward. With Colossus, I got no idea. And with Interceptor, it is a triple evade. So I would say the two fastest characters are definitely your Interceptor, being the fastest, and then Storm, and then Ranger, and then Colossus, just from what I've seen, because Colossus also has this big shield and stuff, and I think that slows him down just a little bit. He just does seem like the slowest character in general. And you also have to consider the Storm can hover and stuff for longer, right? So let's say we're flying and we want to just go on the hover, we can do that too. So just press your hover button. So my evade is on my mouse 4, my flying while I'm in air is shift, and then my hover is on mouse 3, which is just pressing down my scroll wheel. If you're looking to do this on mouse and keyboard. If you're not doing it on mouse and keyboard and you're doing it on controller, I don't know. I can't really help you too much, but yeah, that sort of tactic of getting around should work on pretty much every single character. Just, you know, jumping up in the air and then flying and then using your melee to cancel out of your flying and then doing your dash. That's how it works. You can't really do anything else to cancel out of your flying. That'll allow you to dash again. So, well, I mean, you can hover, I guess. Yeah, hovering lets you do it, but the hovering slows you down a little bit. So it's not like you have that 110% forward momentum, I guess, and then you're also charging up your what's it called down there at the bottom. You're not always moving forward, so your hovering kind of stops you, and you got to make sure that you're going in and out of flying kind of a little bit finicky. So it's up to you if you want to do that or not. I would just recommend sprinting, doing your jump, doing your dash, flying, melee out of it, and then do your dash again. I messed it up that time because I didn't press my evade button down enough, if that makes any sense. I didn't push it in, didn't put enough pressure on it. So yeah, but anyway guys, that is gonna be it for my first ever Anthem guide. Technically, it's just to get you guys through the story campaign and the side missions pretty quickly, because I wasn't too intrigued by the story. It wasn't the best thing in the world. I thought that the side missions were a lot better, but I'm gonna have like a full, more detailed review coming out about Anthem in the coming weeks or so, because I am just on the tip of touching endgame. So that's a thing. I'm currently rocking all purple gear. So yeah. Thank you guys for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button below. If you want to see more Anthem content from me, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.